What's up guys, in this video we are going to talk about dictionaries, keys, values and all that stuff. So yeah, let's start. Let's start by declaring a dictionary. For this, for example, we are going to declare a variable called a, and here we are going to declare a dictionary. If you remember, in order to declare a list, we had to do this. But in this case, in order to declare a dictionary, we just have to type this. With this, we are declaring a dictionary. Another thing is that this is not the only way to declare a dictionary. For example, we can do this, dict. So with this, we are declaring a dictionary. But now, what is a dictionary? A dictionary is a data structure that contains a key and a value. Let's put an example. So instead of calling this variable a, let's call it car. So this is going to be our car. So now we are going to put some keys. So as you can see, we have in this dictionary 3 keys: year, horsepower and name. And each key is related, like has one value, which is in this case, in the year case 2021, in the horsepower 200, in the name for Mustang, etc. We could have, for example, another key, which is going to be electric, and it could be boolean. Yeah, it could be true. But also, if we want, we can add a list inside a key. For example, we could say colors, and let's say that the available colors are blue and red. So this is pretty useful because now we have our car, and in case we want to access any of the information, we just have to type the key. So now let's try to print this and see what Python sees. So if we do this, python dicts.py, you see everything is in one line, but it's the same. We have the key and the value, the key and the value. Each item is separated by a comma. So now, how do we add values from here? If we remember, when we were using lists, we use the method append in order to add elements. Like, this is okay if we declare a dictionary with all this stuff, but maybe in the future we want to add items. So in order to do this, we can just simply use the variable car, and now say what we want to add. So for example, we have color, electric, and now we want top speed, for example. So now we put top speed. Now, in order to add this value, we simply put here this, and let's say that it's 150 kilometers per hour. So now, if we execute this, we see that after the value is added, it's printed, and we can see here that the key and the value is added. Another way to add a value is using the method update. So for example, if we use the variable and we use the method update, we just simply have to type the key and the value. So for example, top speed 150, and we can see that the item is being added. The good thing about update is that we can add several items in just one call. Here we could add, for example, seats, and say that it has 4 seats. And if we use this, we see that in just one call we have added two items, top speed and seats. But using the other method, like this, we can only add just one. So for example, if we put leather, if it has leather or not, we could say true, but this is in this call we can just add one item. The good thing about update is that we can add every item we want. So now, how do we access elements? In order to access elements, it's pretty simple. So for example, let's now try to print the element year, for example. in order to do this is as we were doing with the lists. Instead of using indexes, we use keys. So now, in order to get the year, we just call the variable car and then the year. So in this way, if we now try to print, we see that the value is being printed. Now not all the item is the thing that is printed. The value is the thing that is printed, only the 2021. The same happens if we put here HP or electric, for example. Now, let's say that we are wrong, and for example, if we don't put the E with capital letters, this means that we are looking for another item which is not in the dictionary. If we do this, we receive an error. This error is because the item is not in the dictionary. Then, in order to avoid this error, we just simply have to use another method, which is called get. If we use the method get, and now we say electric without capital letter, we don't get any error. It's simply that the method returns none. It's saying like, hey, I didn't find this. I didn't find anything. There's nothing like this. So it returns none. This is a good thing because we can prevent error. But let's say that we don't know the keys that the dictionary has. So in order to do that, in order to know which keys are in the dictionary, we can call another method which is called keys. If we call this method, what we get is a list of the keys. So for example, now we have year, HP, name, electric, colors, top speed, seat, etc. So now, in order to get the values, we just simply type values. And now we get a list, for example, 2021, 200 for Mustang Crew, the list of colors, 150, and so on. So in this way, if we don't know the content of our dictionary, then we can see what it's inside. There's another function called items, which returns both. As you can see, now we have a list of tuples. We haven't talked about tuples, but it's very, very simple. It's like a list. Well, it's not like a list, but it's something like a list in which we have several items. You see, now we have year and 2021. Now we have here HP and 200. So the key and the item are in the same tuple. And finally, to finish, let's talk about deleting. So let's say that now we don't want to know the year. Like, we don't want the year to be in the dictionary. We could do just this. If we call the statement del, and then we say that we want to delete the year, now you see that the year is not in the dictionary because we deleted the year, only the year. But there is another way to remove items. So if we call the method pop and we put here the key, we are going to remove the key. So for example, let's now remove horsepower, HP. So if now we put here HP, now HP is not in the dictionary, only all the elements excepting HP. And in case we want to delete the entire dictionary, we just simply have to do car, del car. In this way, we are going to remove everything in the dictionary. This also works if we want to remove lists. So in case we want to remove an entire list, we can call del and then put the variable that contains the list. So if we do this, we receive an error because name car is not defined because the variable it has been deleted. So yeah, that was everything about dictionaries. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understood it. And if you found this useful, like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to go and check my website in which I talk about trading and cryptocurrencies and all that stuff for a very cheap price.
Estoy bajando todo, lo siento. Te he quedado sin nota. Este
Ay,
impasto